What's up everybody, it's Dakota. Got some more yoga for jiu-jitsu today, and today is one of my favorite flows for my hips because my hips are just naturally tighter than most other parts. You know, my back's more bendy and whatnot, my shoulders are flexible, but my hips were the worst before I started doing my yoga at all. It was just so tight, so these flows are really like, you know, my heart place. So, and I know a lot of you have tight hips too, and you know us pulling our knees to our chest all the time, protecting our guard. We have a lot of tightness in our hip flexors especially, and our inside of our legs, so our groins, and all of it's tight, just all of it's tight. So today's flow is an advanced flow, so you're definitely gonna have plenty of chances to really open it up. So I definitely recommend having blocks or some sort of props for you, and we're gonna need something to slide on. So we're gonna slide our feet and knees a little bit, so maybe you have socks, or maybe you just find a little cushion to slide on if you're on hardwood floor like this, and our belt as well for a couple poses at the end. But other than that, I'm ready to go whenever you are. So today we're gonna hop into a child pose first, but it's gonna be a really wide child pose. So bring your knees about 1.5 feet or so wide, a little bit wider than your yoga mat. Once we get here, just rocking left and right. Just sort of feeling the groin already opened up a little bit, the hips just a little bit open. And see if we can let the belly button drop down low. Just swaying left and right. Just giving some sensation to the hip creases, the legs, low back for one more breath here. Great, go ahead and gaze forward. We're gonna inhale, roll forward into a seal pose. So you just drop the hips down, the shoulders lift up. Give a couple breaths here just to shake out the hips. Sway them left and right. This is gonna be a fun flow. On your next exhale, let's curl on the toes, come into our down dog. Pedal out the feet once you get there. So down dog, if you don't do it very much, it is a very strenuous stretch on the hamstring. So it's kind of our home base pose in yoga. And so you'll get very familiar with it if you keep doing flows with me, hopefully. So just keep pedaling out here, just giving some mobility, some blood flow to the hips. And on your next inhale, let's lift this right foot up to the ceiling. And as you exhale, bend this knee, roll the hip open. And all we're gonna do here is some hip circles. So we're gonna do 3 circles both ways. So that's 1, that's 2, and that's 3. Really making the circles as big as you can. Switch directions, do 3 circles this way. Just full range of motion. This will get you a little bit warm. And on your next inhale, straighten it back out, square your hips, 3-legged down dog. And as you exhale, bring this knee in between the hands. We're coming into our pigeon pose. So go ahead and rock left and right here once you get in pigeon. So if you're someone who plays rubber guard and stuff like that, and you're real bendy, your knee can probably be, more of a 90-degree angle here. This probably isn't that big of a deal. But for some of you with tighter hips, maybe this is. Maybe you need a prop for your right hip. Maybe not, we're just rocking left and right still. So let's bring our first little bit of activation here. Just bring a little bit of weight to this knee. Bring your hands up to heart center. Can you engage here just for a breath or two? Just feeling a little bit of activation in the hips and active lift. And go ahead and bring your hands back down. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, fold forward. We're gonna do a couple more. Inhale, bring it up. Exhale, 1 more. Inhale, bring it up. Awesome. Exhale, we're gonna step this right foot back, come into your plank, and then lower down Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. And as you inhale, left foot comes up, reach it to the sky. Exhale, bend this knee, roll the hip open. Same thing here, pause here for an inhale, just open this left hip up, and then start your knee circles. So we're going 3 both directions. So the main point of this is just to get some lubrication, get some blood flow in your hips and all these regions before you start bringing some intense activation, intense stretches. It's never good to do with the cold body. Great, on your next inhale, straighten that leg out, 3-legged down dog. And exhale, step this knee in between the hands, coming into our pigeon pose here. Give a flex to this left foot to protect the knee. Just give some wiggles here, it's the same thing. Just getting comfortable, getting the fascia loosened up. And as always, never pass your 70%. So wherever your 70% range is, just Don't overdo it, you know, we're just listening at the body, working on our flexibility. You don't want to overdo it and then have to take breaks because you pulled something. That's never good. So go ahead and bring engagement here. Bring the hands up. Feeling that true active flexibility, my favorite. One more inhale. And then go ahead and bring your hands down. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, bring it up. Exhale, fold forward. One more inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And as you exhale, plant the hands down, step this foot back, plank pose, lower down, chaturanga. Inhaling up, dog. Exhale, down dog. Pause here for a couple breaths. Just pedal it out. So already feeling better. Just after a little bit of pigeon pose, hips feel more opened up. So we're gonna start picking up the pace. We're gonna start picking up the intensity of the stretches as well. So let's gaze between the hands, jump or step to the top of the mat. Inhale into a halfway lift. Exhale into a forward fold. Inhale, stand up all the way, reaching up to the ceiling, straight spine, and exhale, forward, forward. All the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step or jump back into your chaturanga. Inhaling up, dog. Really pull the chest upward. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, right foot reaches high. As you exhale, bend this knee, roll the hip open here. We're pausing here for the inhale. Keep reaching that knee up and away from the right hand. And as you exhale, step this foot down in between the hands. We're gonna inhale, come into our lunge pose. Pause here for a few breaths. So we're just gonna warm up the legs a little bit with this sequence. So really dig deep here. I want you to find maybe a 90-degree angle with this. And I want you to also pay attention. Make sure you're not dropping the belly button forward too much like this. Like if your back's really tight, this is what you're gonna be doing. So see if you can curl a little bit under you. You might have to bend this left knee a little bit, that's fine. But just keep the hips under you. Don't say too much flex in the low back. We don't want that. So one more inhale here, strong legs. And we're gonna exhale, open up to the left into a warrior two. So we're feeling good here. Again, adjust. Go deep if you want. Get deep. So you already feel a little opening here in the legs. Here, warrior, you always it's a natural hip opener. You know, just active, you're up here, but you're strong. So one more breath here, dig deep into that right knee. And as you inhale, let's flip this right hand, reverse it. Maybe sneak this left hand to that right hip. Couple breaths here. Reaching this right hand up away from this right hip, get long. Feel that right leg start to get warm now, and that's what we want. One more inhale here. As you exhale, right hand. Maybe your right elbow comes to the right knee here, and you reach this left hand over top for side angle pose, or you drop this right hand to the ground, reaching the left hand over top. Few breaths here. Try to extend the left side of the body. Really press through the outer edge of that left foot. Reaching up and away, gazing at the left hand. One more inhale. Wonderful. Exhale, left hand comes to the ground. Round the hips and drop the left knee down. So we're inhaling here. Reach the chest forward. And as you exhale, straighten out the right leg, forward fold. Inhale, bend the right knee, coming forward. Exhale, send it back. Runner split is what this is called. One more inhale. Exhale, we're gonna pause here at runner split. So bring your blocks under you for this one. Just helps a lot. Helps with comfort too. If you don't have blocks, it's fine. Your body's just gonna be a little bit different shape. Maybe you have to micro bend this knee, it's okay. But I want that right knee straight. And right here, drop the belly button forward. So you should feel a great stretch already in this right hamstring here as soon as you drop the belly button forward. So what we're gonna do here is some cat-cow. So on an inhale, really drop the belly button forward, reach the chest forward. And then as you exhale, curl and round. Let's do two more. Inhale. And then exhale. Going one more. It's really about tilting the pelvic floor forward and then tilting it back, rounding. Great, on your next inhale, let's stay here, dropping the belly button forward, keep that stretch. But what we're gonna do here is walk to the right. So I'm gonna walk my hands over this right leg and point this out my right foot a little bit at an angle here. And my body is gonna walk over here. Actually don't need the blocks here, but if the blocks feel good, keep them under you. And I'm kind of reaching this left shoulder forward, reaching my left hip back, so you get a nice left side body stretch. But also, you get this beautiful stretch in the outer side of the right leg, this IT band, and the hip. Breathe there, it feels so good. Whew. And then start to make your way back to the center. Just bend at the knee. Inhale, open up your heart. And as you exhale, take your vinyasa, chaturanga first. Inhaling up dog. Exhaling down dog. Inhale, left foot comes up. Exhale, bend the knee, roll the hip open here. Same thing, pause here, inhale, just keep reaching through the left hip. And then exhale, step that foot down in between the hands. Come up into your lunge pose, inhaling. And we pause here, about 3 breaths or so. Again, just digging deep into this left leg. We're just getting our legs warm before we start stretching them. Our last sequence is going to be most intense. So again, make sure you're not tilting the pelvic too much forward. Got to curl it under you a little bit. That right there will bring a nice stretch into your right hip flexor. The most sore part of my body when I roll. Whew. On your next exhale, we're going to come into a warrior 2. Open up to the right. Stay deep into this left leg. Keep the pull, the heel maybe. Gazing over that left middle finger. Yeah, I don't know about you, but my hip flexors get the most sore than anything while I'm rolling. And my fingers, whenever I'm going gi, man, they just tense up so bad. Let's flip this left hand, inhale, reverse it. Sneak this right hand tight left hip crease. Again, pause for a few breaths, reaching to this left side of the body. Stay deep in that left knee. We want to be really warm here before we start doing these stretches. One more inhale. And as you exhale, either elbow to knee, reaching over like so, or if you're able to, the left hand drops down all the way. Reach the left hand over top. Really pressing through that foot. Again, this is side angle pose. So we're really trying to reach through the side body. One more inhale. Great, exhale, right hand comes down. Drop your right knee. Just inhale, open up the heart. Exhale, send the hips back. Straighten the left leg forward, forward. Do a couple more of these. Inhale, reach it forward, feel that right hip flexor open up. Exhale, send it back. You get that left hamstring stretch. Inhale forward, last one. Exhale back. Pause here. Bring the blocks under you where you're comfortable. And here, make sure your hips are square. So my hips are square, not one of them in front of the other, not two back. My hips are square. I'm here, dropping the belly button forward. Just pausing here, feeling that stretch in the hamstring. It can get intense. So we're gonna do a few rounds of cat-cow here, again, just to add the movement to the stretch. So inhale, drop the belly button forward, a little bit more, pull the heart forward. And then exhale, curl around. Inhale. And exhale. Last one, inhale. Exhale. Bend at the left knee as you inhale. Oh, sorry, I'm gonna skip the last part for you. Can't skip that. We're gonna walk the hands over to the left now. You gotta get the outside of that left leg now. So just find where you're comfortable here. You don't have to walk too far with the hands, but just to where you feel the foot point out, to where the stretch is now on the bottom side of this leg, which makes it the outer IT band. Breathe here. I like to act as if I'm trying to send my hip this way, reaching it away from the foot. It's a nice extra extension. One more breath. Ooh, it feels juicy. Come back to the center. Bend at this left knee. We're inhaling, coming up. And then exhale, take your vinyasa. So chaturanga first. Inhale, up dog. Exhaling, down dog. Find a couple breaths here, pedal it out, and already feel how much better you feel in the hips compared to that first down dog, especially where you might have felt tight in the hamstrings. Now you already feel so much more loosened up. It's going to be much better at this last sequence. So we got one more. Let's gaze between the hands, jumper step to the top of the mat. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, standing up all the way, reach high. And exhale, fold forward. Inhaling, halfway lift. Really use the low back. Exhale, jump back, Chaturanga. Inhaling, up dog, roll shoulders back. Exhaling, down dog. Inhale, right foot reaches high. Three-legged down dog. Exhale, bend the knee, roll the hip open. Keep reaching on the inhale. And then exhale, plant that foot down in between hands. We're inhaling into our lunge pose. Right away, exhale, warrior two. Flip the right hand, inhale, reverse. And then exhale, side angle pose. Hold here, one breath, inhale. And then as you exhale, left hand comes down. Drop the left knee down. What we're going to do now, grab that cushion. We're going to bring our heel on top of the cushion, like so. So if you have socks and you're on floor like I am, like a slick floor, hardwood floor, socks are perfect. You'll slide all day long. But if you're on carpet, get creative. Okay, so from here, I'm going to bring the blocks underneath me. I definitely recommend you do so too, unless you're crazy flexible, which congrats to you. Once we're here, all we're going to do is do a few reps here. So inhale, try to reach this heel away. Keep the hips square though. Get long. And then exhale, pull it under you a little bit. Inhale, get long. Exhale, pull it under you. Do a few more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Whew. Last one, inhale. And exhale. Awesome. Inhale and come down. Pause here. What we're going to do here is pause if you want, but if it's in your practice today, we're going to do some cat-cows here. So just same movement, just small pelvic floor tilts. That's really all it is. So inhale, drop the belly button forward, reach the chest up. Exhale, curl it in. Two more. Inhale. See how that makes your hamstring get more extended. And then as you exhale and curl, you feel the hip flexor stretch more. Inhale, one last round. Exhale. Great. What we're going to do now, I'm going to kind of twist to the left so I can face you, the camera. But we're going to come into frog pose. So just like so. My hips, this leg, my ankle isn't pointed underneath me. It's parallel. And my hips are directly away from one another, so they're in one straight line. My chest is out in front like so. So we're just going to pause here. Hopefully I got a good view for y'all. So we're going to pause here. Feel your hips open up. Keep your hips in between the knee and the foot. So you can't be too far forward and you can't be too far back. You gotta be right in the middle. So we're going to do a few reps first. So on an inhale, can you squeeze that foot to the knee? And then exhale, slowly let it glide back down. Inhale, squeeze it in. Exhale, lower down. One more, inhale. And exhale, we pause. Find a few breaths here. This is optional, you can pause or you do your cat-cow movements here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. This is a lot of sensation here. Inhale. Exhale. And as you inhale, start to make your way back up. And just take your vinyasa at your own pace. Flowing through your chaturanga, up dog, and then to your down dog. Woo, feeling good. Inhale, left foot reaches high. Exhale, bend the knee, roll the hip open here. Pausing for the inhale, keep reaching. And then exhale, step the foot down. Coming up into our lunge as you inhale. Exhale, warrior two. Flip the left hand, inhale, reverse it. And then exhale, side angle pose. Just pausing here for the inhale. And then exhale, right hand comes down, right knee comes down. Let's reach this left foot onto the pad or whatever situation you got going on. Bring your hands on the blocks. Starting with the reps first. So just reach the foot down, open the hips up, find that 70% range where you're stopping. You feel the stretch, you don't want to pull anything. Find an inhale here. And then exhale, pull the foot in. Inhale, reach. Exhale, pull it in. Inhale, one more. Exhale. And inhale, we pause here for a breath. So hopefully you're feeling better right now. Maybe the split position is just getting more comfortable for your hips, the more you move in it, just in general. So those cat-cow movements, the pelvic floor movements, they're optional, but if you want to do it, let's inhale, drop the belly button, reach the chest up. And then exhale, curl. Inhale, opening. Exhale, curl. Last one, inhale. Oh, I love this. Exhale. And inhale, opening. We're gonna make our way to our frog pose. So the left foot sneaking out this time. Same thing. I try to give you guys a good view here. So just make sure the hip's in between the knee and the foot. Once you find that 70% range, find a breath here. We're gonna do our reps first. So we're pulling together first. So as you exhale, squeeze it in. Inhale, open. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, open. Exhale, squeeze, last one. Inhale, open. Pausing here. These cat-cow movements are next. So again, they can be very small, very subtle. Just moving the hips, inhale, and then exhale. Inhale. These give a lot of different sensation. Just get your hips used to moving in different directions while you're being, while you have to compensate for other stretches. So find your last one, and then slowly sneak that foot back to the front. Take your vinyasa, last vinyasa, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Find a breath here, down dog. The last one of the day. Woo, notice the difference now. My heels are dropping flat. I'm able to flatten out my lower back a little bit more. Just because the hamstrings are really opened up now. It feels great. I'm hoping you feel a little bit difference too. Find your last exhale here. And we're gonna step forward, however you want, come to the top of the mat. We're gonna bring our feet about a little bit wider than mat width apart. If you don't have a mat, maybe just a foot and a half wide. Point the toes outward and come down into a full yogi squat. So the hands come to heart center here. Lift the chest up. Maybe drop the chin slightly just so we're reaching through all parts of the spine all the way to the crown of the head. We get this nice little hip opener here. One more breath. Great. We're gonna slowly come down here. This one can be optional. So definitely we're all gonna do a frog pose here, like so. But if you want it to be really deep, you can open it up and let yourself slide down. That's optional if you want. I'm just gonna find my 70% range. So I'm gonna go down till I feel good. And just, my body wants to stop. And I'm gonna breathe. Nice 70% where I do feel stretch, but it's not too much. Once you get there, do this with me. Squeeze your knees together. Give it about 30% squeeze. You feel the inner groins activate, like you're trying to, just squeeze your knees together, but the ground's in the way. For the nice activation, keep it, one more breath. And then on your next exhale, let go. So I know my knees can open up more now, a little bit wider, and this stretch just feels way less intense now. So again, it's a nervous system game. We're trying to get our nervous system used to being, we're pretty much comfortable with being in these positions where, you know, our fascia is being stretched, our muscles, tendons, and ligaments, they're all being stretched and put under a lot of demand. We need to get our body used to it, our nervous system used to it. That's all. That's all it is. That's what flexibility is. So we're going to do one more activation here. Squeeze the knees in. We're going to find 2 steady breaths. Keep a steady squeeze. You might feel a little shakiness. It's okay. Keep it as steady as possible with your breath. And then on your next exhale, just let go of it. And let the hips fall a little bit more. Maybe play around here a little bit. Again, I know I can open up deeper if I wanted to right now. I'm not going to though. I'm just going to stay here. It's a nice 70% range, maybe even 65% now. Again, those activations, just get your body more used to being in those deep positions. So find one more breath here. And if this is ever too intense here to do this, you can always bring a cushion underneath your chest or a block, just something to ease up the stretch. Slowly shift your weight forward and bring your knees together. And find an up dog or seal pose. And just pause for a couple breaths. Shake out the hips. Feeling good here. And then exhale into your child pose. Wiggle left and right. Just give some love. A lot of deep stretches. You can do a lot. Great. Go ahead and come forward. Bring your legs forward and lie down onto your back. However feels best. And we're going to grab our belt here. So you might not need your belt, of course. If you're pretty dang flexible in the hamstrings and groin, you won't need it. So for this one, if you don't need it, you'll just grab your big toe with your 2-piece fingers like so. And you'll be able to straighten your leg out, keeping your hips square like so, and pause. If not, just simply bring your belt, hook it around where you got the arch of your foot, right below the ball of the knuckles of the toes, and pull like so. And you can even get, fancy and comfortable with this. Just pulling it below your head where you find a nice stretch. And you can relax here. So whatever feels good, find where you're at that sweet spot. I'm going to breathe a couple more breaths. Find one more inhale. Try to reach the heel to the ceiling. And on an exhale, we're going to drop the foot to the right. Bring that left hand to this left hip. Feel the right groin open up. Find a breath here. We're going to come back to the center slowly. So here, all we're going to do is reach this left hand for that left foot and kind of curl our head inward, pulling this foot over top. So really, again, engaging this quad just a little bit to extend this hamstring a little bit more, kicking this heel over top. You feel a juicy stretch for one more inhale. And as you exhale, slowly come down. Right foot's going to come down too. Changing sides, inhale, left foot comes up. Grab the big toe or wrap the belt around the foot. Finding a couple breaths here. Straightening out the leg, the best for your ability, keeping the body square. Just shooting the heel up. Find one more inhale. As you exhale, coming down to the left. Pausing here, maybe right hand comes to the right hip, gives yourself a little extra extension. I know it feels good for me. And just breathe. Breathing into that inner groin. And all the time when we're, protecting our guard and whatnot, we're pulling our knees to our chest. Yeah, that's one thing. We're engaging our hip flexors a lot. I have other flows for that, by the way. But we're also pulling our knees together. So we're a lot of groin flexion and just groin tension of pulling the knees together, just coming close to that fetal position. So that's why these poses are so good for that. So let's inhale, come back up to the center. And as you exhale, reach that right hand for the right foot this time, pulling that left heel over top. Keep a small engagement in this left quad. One more breath. And exhale, slowly come down. Left foot comes down. Give a little windshield wiper to the legs. Great. And we're going to come into our happy baby. So reach the hands in between the knees, grab the outer edges of the feet, and pull the soles of the feet to where they're facing the ceiling. And the knees come to the outer edges. So I want you to try to get the sacrum to be flat on the ground right here. So as if you're trying to reach the tailbone to the ground. And from here, if it's in your practice, you start to straighten out your legs here. So I'm almost stopping right here. You'll feel pull pretty quickly, especially if you keep the back flat on the ground. You'll feel that extra pull of your fascia. And once you get there, give a little engagement to the quads. So you're kicking the heels out. And breathe. Whew. Feel a nice stretch. I'm really at my 70% right now. One more breath. Great, slowly come out of this. Bring the soles of the feet together and drop the feet down next to the sit bones for Recline Butterfly. And this is where we're going to end today. So this is our last pose. This can get pretty intense on the groins. So if it is, put the blocks on your knees or straighten your feet out away from your hip bones more. But if not, stay where you're at and bring both hands to the stomach. And we're going to do just 3 rounds of full breaths into the stomach, nice, slow, deep breaths, really trying to get it longer than 7 seconds. So breathing together, let's inhale into our hands. One big, long inhale, and then exhale, let it go slowly. There you go, find a couple more rounds at your own pace. Again, breathing nice and slowly. Just finding that gentle breath, and that's another great thing that yoga teaches us how to do, is just control our breath. Find stillness, find calmness through our breath. Such a great skill for jiu-jitsu. Whenever you're getting really smothered, you're out of breath, and you just, that calm breath, having that steady breath, and the confidence that you can breathe, it's just so good. It's such a good feeling. So really breathing here. And again, you can hold this posture for as long as you need. Again, thank you for practicing with me today. I hope this flow really helps your hips and really helps you with your rolling in general, and helps you maybe find yourself in some new positions, find yourself rolling in new positions and be comfortable there and just be like, oh wow, this is new. And that's the best feeling ever. So that's why I make these videos. If you have any recommendations below, if you have any recommendations for something for me to record, or something that you're going through and personally from your rolling, leave some recommendations below and I'll happily get to it. So until next time, thank you so much for practicing with me. Namaste.